welcome to the OT tip of the month. This month, I want to talk about behavior is communication. Even if those behaviors are extremely frustrating or disruptive, they are communicating something to us. It might be that a child is angry, or frustrated, or scared, or nervous, or anxious. And I do want to acknowledge the events of the past week that our community has experienced may or may not have brought up some of those feelings in ourselves and our students, and our behaviors may or may not be different depending on our lived experience. So it's important to recognize there's so many different factors that can influence how we're feeling and how we respond, how we behave, how we react to different situations. And so here's a really lovely list of different things to keep in mind of what might be impacting their behavior. Is it that the task that you're asking them to do is too hard and they're frustrated? Is it that they didn't sleep well last night and they're more irritable? Is it that they didn't eat breakfast or didn't have access to breakfast and they're just hungry and tired? Is it that they started a new medication and that's impacting how they're feeling? Or are there some changes at home, like a parent's traveling for work or is in the hospital because they're sick and someone else is caring for them and their routine's off? All of these different things can certainly impact how our student shows up for school that day. So what can you do besides redirecting their behavior? One of the things that you can do is be curious as to why are they acting differently and what might be going on, instead of getting frustrated or annoyed or mad or think that they're just trying to get under your skin. So oftentimes, if we just ask the question, hey, what's going on? Sometimes we'll get to the root of the problem and they can share with us what is going on and what is impacting their behavior. Now, I do want you to keep in mind that if a child is in an extremely high arousal state where their amygdala has hijacked their brain, that's the part of our brain that keeps us safe and controls our emotions, and if they're in a fight, flight, or freeze response where they're yelling, screaming, kicking, that's that fight, or they're running away, that's that flight, or they're frozen or they're shut down, talking to them and asking that question is not going to help, because their prefrontal cortex here in the brain gets turned off. Their ability to process language is turned off. So any language you're talking is not going to be helpful. And so as much as you can use gestures, you need to keep them safe, keep other students safe, and use the resources that you have available in your school to help calm students down, whether that is calling someone to remove them from the classroom or using an area in your classroom like a take a break spot or a cozy corner, or a place where they can calm down and reset, or using some strategies and resources that you've used before to help get kids regulated, like breathing or yoga, mindfulness, or movement breaks. It might be a time to shift the whole class and pause and reset everyone, not just that student. So keep in mind what resources you've used before that helps regulate your whole class and especially that individual student. So as we move into spring and the end of the year and the light at the end of the tunnel, we may or may not see some changes in our students' behavior. And I encourage you to be curious and not furious and access those resources you have available at your school. I wish you well and look forward to seeing you next month.